Trauma transmission. Our individual and social history is written in our bodies and those of our children. Trauma is transmitted via society, family, and biology. To discuss this, I am going to use the example of African American women and children. However, this is a problem which expands ethnicities and socioeconomic statuses. Even when controlling for the mother's age, marital status, education level, the extent of prenatal care, and the father's information such as education and income, a child conceived in an African American woman will have a significantly higher rate of being born smaller than those of Caucasian or African-born women. Furthermore, babies born to African American women are more likely, almost double, to die as infants compared with Caucasian women. Premature or low birth weight children who survive are more likely to suffer developmental difficulties such as cognitive, behavioral, or physical deficits during childhood. The consequences of these last into adulthood. Children who experience these struggles have poorer prospects for employment and wages when they grow up and also are at a higher risk factor for poor adult health, including diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. What is more, caregiving to chronically ill children is a monstrous economic burden on families and society. There is significant evidence that the cycle of sick babies stems from racism, stress, and the fallout from these ingredients. Chronic stress can lead to adverse birth outcomes as changes in the body caused by stress could result in immune and inflammatory effects that could lead to premature delivery and inadequate fetal nutrition. Therefore, living in a high-crime neighborhood and facing the endless pressures of insufficient resources for housing, feeding and raising one's family, child care, and transportation are stressful and are likely contributing factors to the health of unborn children. Furthermore, there is literature, and conversation, on the detrimental health effects of the subjective social status one has. Meaning, awareness that one is in a group considered socially inferior, such as being African American, could be a stressor with lasting health effects. I recently read an article about birthing while Black. The woman had a higher income and was able to buy a VIP birthing package at the hospital. This lady gave birth in Upper Manhattan in a hospital that caters to both a poor, uninsured community and well-to-do patients. Her package allowed for a private room, extra time with her significant other, a special waiting room for family members with free refreshments, and a complimentary congratulatory meal of steak and lobster and champagne for the new parents. Unfortunately, this woman did not have the experience she dreamed of and paid for. She felt she was treated as though she was a 14-year-old drug-addicted welfare queen with her child being tested for drugs without her permission. Additionally, she was placed in a post-birth room with 3 other women despite paying for a private room. When asked why she was in a public room, she was met with scowls from the nurse until she checked her paperwork to see that she did, in fact, pay for a private room. Then, it took 3 hours to be placed in her private room, only to be ignored for another 9 hours with no diapers, no idea how to breastfeed properly, or bottles to bottle feed, and no idea how to care for her post-birth body. As though this was not bad enough, the nursing staff expressed, out loud, their surprise that the man by her side was her husband and the father of her child. This experience showed, that no matter how much money this woman had, or how good her insurance was, or how smart and accomplished she was not able to pay her way out of substandard service. At the end of the day, she was just another Black girl pushing out another Black baby, and she felt the hospital did not act as though either of them deserved to be treated with dignity or respect. Stereotypes, prejudice, and systemic racism are still a constant in society. The subtle, and not so subtle, actions of people around those of pigmented skin lead to elevated hormone levels, further leading to complicated pregnancy and births, creating more complex lives for the children to grow up in, which leaves a cyclical pattern which is nearly impossible to end. It only takes one generation living in America to feel the impact of this cycle.